Alright, next episode for Tangled Rapunzel's Adventure Season 3 and Knuckles is technically episode 6 or 5, depending on, which version you're watching. No time like the past. So as usual, starts at the black screen right as the opening is about to start. In 3, 2, 1, click.
I'm trying to remember if this was a clip show or if this is actually a time travel or episode or something like.
The one thing about the revelation in the pilot that was mentioned, that was at least briefly, mentioned, but I still don't remember if it's outright stated or not, is who is Cassandra's biological father. If it's not mentioned, I have a personal fear about that, but we'll have to wait until the series is almost over.
You've been a busybody, haven't you? Food is for the weak. Wait a minute. Croissants, get it? Because we're in France. Hey,
She betrayed everybody.
Rapunzel, honey, he's not coming back.
Also, you could say it waves, so it's treason then.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering about the pose that Eugene was actually having, it's deliberately reference to King Lear, literal Shakespearean acting.
Mm-hmm.
She was never your friend.
I know that they're in
Okay,
the same
Tim.
universe, but at least I'm glad they did not take the occasion to start singing Let It Go.
Honestly,
At
I
least she
guess
got the
part of me,
nose right.
given how Disney were absolutely obsessed with Frozen, even at the time of the show, I'm surprised that they didn't have characters from Arendelle show up at least once in
Again,
this
my
show.
personal theory is that since it's basically their major sacred cow, they did not wanted to introduce continuity elements that could alienate fans who only watch the movies. Which you know what I think about that, but I get the idea that's what was their mentality.
The fans will do it
Possibly.
themselves anyway.
Pretty much. Sorry, Raps. I guess you broke the time wheel or something.
It's just a mystical looking hourglass. Here we go.
You will have to work on that. Some things
Oh.
never change.
So Max was always chasing Flynn. Kind of weird since the movie implied that Well, the movie was when Flynn first encountered Max.
Okay, I think it's more of a case where this accident happens. They were a kid. Remember, after a while, Flynn went to work with the Baron, so had to work, in a complete different place. So a lot of years passed, so enough to potentially for both of them forgetting about each other.
Knowing Max, he probably remembered Flynn ever since, and that's why it's so personal in the movie.
You really had to work on that.
Yeah, that'll blaze away your chances with the ladies.
Why is his chin so pointy?
Because he's a Chad, and
That
yes!
that's why he's gonna grow the goatee, right?
Okay, Rapunzel, you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing now and go to your parents and say, "Look, Mom and Dad, I was never kidnapped. I was just hiding all this time."
But she'll cause a time paradox.
That's the fun part.
We were playing hide and seek and you never came to find me.
But
But
and it's also
yeah,
mentioned because of probably told to avert the time paradox. Her and Pascal took the appearance of the younger versions of the Stabbington twins.
that is a weird rule of time travel, but certainly a unique one to maintain the time stream.
He's so chippy.
And yet so much hair, Jesus. Yeah, whatever.
I do wonder why there's a young Varian in town, since wasn't his town kind of, hadn't his town lost contact with Corona for a while?
Was more of a case where they were not receiving, financial and actual support, but otherwise it was in the outskirts more than anything.
Also,
So
I
I
think
guess-
his dad visited the king often enough, so
Hmm.
That
he
is
probably
true.
brought Varian with him.
That is true. His dad was in on the whole keeping the secret of Rapunzel's power thing at the time. Yeah.
So fucking weird. Also, there's the joke. The two guards actually had the
The
exchange
facial hair
facial
swapped,
hair.
yeah. I wonder if her voice also changes to them too. I know she's putting on a voice right now, but God.
It's kind of like those Freaky Friday episodes where, with the body swap, they also retain the original owner's voice. I think it's more of a case so the audience doesn't get too confused, but otherwise, in universe, what they're hearing is, who they're seeing's voice.
I'm guessing they're also possessing the Stabbington twins at this case. Otherwise, that means there's two pairs of Stabbington twins running around at the time.
So the Royal Guard of Corona are always shit.
Pretty much. Well, remember, they managed to allow Mother Gothel to sneak in and kidnap a young Rapunzel, so yes.
And she was an old, frail lady at the time, technically. Oh, okay, so weird. So Rapunzel
Wait.
says she's a foot taller, but Pascal still seems to be the same height. But yes, of course, there's a hidden cavern in the
Well, it's
blacksmith's
it's the
area.
it's the one that they used in season 1. She remembers where it was, so
Yeah. You're breaking into your own castle.
again, fucking weird.
Maybe this is the real reason why Flynn ditched the Stabbingtons. He found them really, really weird.
Well,
And there goes your treasure.
Yeah.
You know, make a movie about breaking into the Disney Vault.
and
She was even old back then.
yeah, she's
Through,
eternal,
through,
pretty
through
much.
Star, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Dante doing this shtick, all the time, so you know exactly where this is going. And ironic enough, it has his father's effigy.
Oh boy.
Want to do something about Lance? Oh,
Oh. That looked like it hurt. They made his balls drop. Okay.
So basically, Lance cheated himself by giving Eugene the double-headed coin.
Cute.
here it is. Yeah, the passage she and Varian used in season 1.
Mm-hmm. Some
Without-
nice callbacks.
Yeah, the Stabbington twins. Why not just dumb people?
And yeah, the golem is still there.
Ah, puberty.
It's not important right now. Oh. So that was the reason, okay.
So the question is, does this affect the time stream or not? Or is this how it
Well,
was
we
always
already
meant to
kinda
be?
did by convincing, the two guards to swap mustache.
But, maybe it was always meant to be like this.
Sure, and Shadow was always meant to seal up Mephiles.
You may not believe this, but I'm going to be married to you.
That doesn't sound creepy at all. Also, Shorty was at the same look even back then.
Clearly, he and Crowley know the bout to immortality, and thus they can only be together with one another, otherwise they will outlive anyone else.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh god, the smolder. Yeah. That horse just has a sixth sense for Eugene. Eh. Of course. That horse is after him like Ahab is after Moby Dick.
Except it's the horse, the white one.
Yeah.
How has Corona not burned to the ground?
Prison changes a man.
I mean, it's shiny.
Wait, making your personality about being an ex-convict, even though you were only in prison for a short amount of time, means you think you're Dominic Mysterio.
But wait a minute. If she breaks the hourglass now, doesn't that mean she can't have gone back in time before? Also, yeah. Now that I
were
remember, it
possessing the
turned out,
Stabbington.
they're possessing them.
Oh no.
Guess they did change some things in the future. Cute.
Oh
It's
well.
it's another fine episode. My only issue is that they seem to have a bit of trouble getting some of their rules down continuity wise, but
Well, I mean, it's a time
okay.
travel story. It's kind of part of the course.
But yes, what they run with is that yes, they did make some slight alterations to the future, which I guess makes sense in the grand scheme.
I'm guessing like the point was this was supposed to be a silly time. We weren't really supposed to think about it on a grander continuity scale. And I think it did its job well for that. It was a fun episode.
Yeah. I mean, most of my issues boil down to mainly nitpicks anyway. Some a bit annoying, but overall, the plot's still relatively fun. A simple time traveling romp, essentially.
And it's also about, all the different coincidences. This was released not too long after the release of Solo in theaters, so it operates a bit on the same logic about how these people met up and had all these, things that in the future will actually fall into place, kind of mentality. So,
That said, speaking of origins and the past, though, the next episode is aptly named Beginnings, which will be the time when I believe we will be looking into Cassandra's past, indeed.
alright, see you for that.
See ya.
Bye.